Hey folks, I'm gonna whip up a quick video to showcase the setup. Stay tuned. I'm gonna open up my Typebot here to show you guys. This is the flow I created, and in this flow, I also configured it to send audio. But the audio part will be in another video. In this flow, what I did was create some initial messages, not mandatory, but I made them to test the configuration. I asked if the person wants to be answered in audio or text. I also had to create some inputs to receive and save the messages. And here, I sent some additional information because as I was creating this bot to respond in audio as well, it was quite necessary. I also configured a keyword to pause CHATNODE, allowing a human agent to respond. This way, I made the integration with WhatsApp even more comprehensive. Here, I've completed the basic configurations, and theoretically, the bot should be up and running. Now, let's put this Typebot integration to the test and see if it's working properly. Here, it displays the messages I configured for it to send. So, I'll respond and continue with the Typebot flow. If everything is working, I can proceed to connect it to WhatsApp. Here, due to my oversight, I forgot to establish the connection between the CHATNODE field and the response field. This small lapse prevented me from sending the response as expected. Therefore, I recommend being cautious to avoid the same mistake when working with these configurations. Remember to check and ensure that all necessary fields are properly connected to ensure the correct functioning of the system. After all the fields are correctly connected, you'll notice that the system operates without any issues. Additionally, by setting up a thread and a loop, the robot gains the ability to store memories essential for interacting in a nearly human-like manner with customers or clients. This strategic approach provides a smoother and more personalized experience, allowing the robot to learn from past interactions and dynamically adapt to different situations. Thus, careful configuration not only ensures proper functionality but also enhances the robot's communication skills, improving the quality of interactions with users. Alright, I'm about to start the configuration process from scratch so that everyone can follow along closely. Initially, I'll create a specific prompt for our robot, laying the groundwork for effective and intelligent interaction. It's crucial to begin with a solid foundation to ensure the system comprehensively understands information and can respond coherently to user queries. By copying the generated prompt, you're taking a crucial step in setting up your bot in CHATNODE. Make sure to incorporate this prompt into your bot's information, providing the system with a solid foundation to understand and process interactions. This strategic approach from the beginning will ensure that the robot is ready to offer relevant and coherent responses to users. Remember to check for additional settings to further optimize your bot's performance. I'm here to help if you have any questions or need assistance in later steps. Now in Typebot, I'll use the integration with CHATNODE. First, I'll paste the ID of my bot, remembering that I need to previously configure my CHATNODE API key. I'll also send a video where Sasha explains how to set up this configuration. I also need to create an input for my thread. And it will also be necessary to have a field to store the message received from the client or anyone who contacts. Now, in the response field, the first thing we need to do is configure the thread field by simply adding the input that was created earlier for it. Right after, we need to create the input where we will save the CHATNODE's response. Something I forgot to mention is configuring a field to receive the response. For that, just drag a text input and set it up to save the message in the input you created for this purpose. Something I forgot to mention is configuring a field to receive the response. For that, just drag a text input and set it up to save the message in the input you created for this purpose. Now, once again, I'll test to see if everything is working correctly. I forgot to set up the loop, so when you're configuring it, remember to make sure the loop is well set up. With the loop configured, it's ready to go, and it's time to make the connection on WhatsApp. Good to see this. It's responding as configured, and that's fantastic. See that here it is called CHATNODE AI. I will change this name and test it again in Typebot. Now I'm sure it's working correctly and connected from CHATNODE. Now I'm going to go back to Typebot to connect to Evolution API, the WhatsApp API that I mentioned. The connection is very easy. First, I create an instance in the Evolution API, then I read the QR code and that's it, my WhatsApp is connected. I will not read this QR code as I already have a WhatsApp registered here, and to save time I will be using it. Here in this API, there is already native integration with Typebot. To make this configuration, we'll need the Typebot URL first. Just copy and paste it into the URL field. After copying the URL, get the bot address, paste it after the URL is copy and paste. Now my bot is up and running on my WhatsApp and it's incredibly cost-effective, just $7 a month for a VPS on Contabo. Except for CHATNODE, all the systems used are open source, requiring only a VPS for installation.